Hi, my name is Paradibu Keshav of CSC Data Science. Today our subject is Python programming. Today I am going to discuss about control structures in Python. In control structures, our subtopic is if-elif-else statement. It is a loop statement. Conditional construct if-else statement. Each condition is a Boolean expression and which each body contains one or more commands that are executed conditionally. If the first condition succeeds, the first body will be executed. No other conditions or bodies are evaluated in that case. And here is a small flowchart of if-else statement conditional construct. Here the main body is statement 2 and condition false statement 2. In statement 1 it is a else body and the statement 2 will go on to the statement 2 and main body will come on to the statement 1. Conditional construct. If the first condition fails, then the process continues in similar manner with the evaluation of second condition. The execution of this overall construct will cause precisely one of bodies to be executed. There are many number of elif clauses including 0 and the final else clause is optional. The if statement is used to check a condition. If the condition is true, we can run a block of statements, the if block, else false, we process another statements, the else block, or continue if no optional else clause. There is we are gonna discuss about the example program of if else statement. Here example is definition means it's a function. Here our function is if example and else is missing, it is an optional statement. The code will give the output as 5 is less than 10. The statement after it if statement. In general, statements are executed sequentially top to bottom. There are many instances when you want to break away from this example branch point. Choose to go in one direction or another based on meeting some condition. Repeat. You may want to execute a block of code several times. Programming languages provide various control structures that allow for more complicated execution paths. Here we will focus on two such examples, conditionals and loops. We will see if, while and for statements and associated else, elif, range, break and continue commands. If guess number. If followed by condition, we are testing colon indices begin the if block. Block statements. The indent shows that you are in if block. When the block statements is completed, you will drop back into a main program. If guess number. If true execute statements, block statements, skip else. Else, if false executes the second block of statements return to the main program after these statements. Elif statements allows you check multiple expressions for true and execute a block of code as soon as one of the conditions evaluates to true. Here is a small flowchart of if-elif-else function. We are going to start from if condition, and if it is true it will go to the block 1, and if it is false then it will go continue to the elif. In elif also, it if it goes to the true then it will go to the block 2, or the elif function is false then it will go to the block 3. Here we can choose else, we can put number of elif functions. At last we can use elif or we can use else. Here after the else the code will finish and give the output. If elif statement examples. Here definition if elif example Here we are going to take like age is equal to 27. If age is greater than or equal to 60, print senior discount. If 18 less than or equal to age less than 60, print no discount, else print junior discount. If example, read as 18 is less than age and 18 is less than 60. Output, there is a no discount because we are keeping the age as between 18 to 60. Here goes the example code of if-elif-else function. Here we can observe clearly as if-elif function can be used many times. Here the code is if guess equal to number, it is a first condition. After elif condition 2 checks for a second condition, which if true runs second block of statements. Elif condition 3 checks for the third condition, which if true runs third block of statements. Elif condition 4 checks for fourth condition, which if true runs fourth block of statements. Else, optional else, if all above statements are false. Here you may want to check for the other condition. After a condition resolves to true, here you can use nested if construct. In nested if construct, you can have an if elif else construct inside another if elif else. If condition 1 block of statements runs statements, then checks next if condition 2 checks for the second condition, which if true runs second block of statements. Elif condition 3 checks for the third condition, which if true runs third block of statements. Else, if condition 1 is true but 2 and 3 are false, block of statements. Else, optional else, if condition 1 is false. And we are going to also discuss about some of more functions, some of 4 examples of if-elif-else function. Decision making is required when we want to execute a code only if a certain condition is satisfied. The if-elif-else statement is used in Python for decision making. Python if statement syntax: if test expression statement S. Here the program evaluates the test expression and will execute statements only if test expression is true. If test expression is false, the statement is not executed. In Python, the body of if statement is indicated by indentation. The body starts with an indentation and first unindented line marks the end. Python interpreter non-zero values as true. None and zero are interpreted as false. And we are going to now check about the example of Python if statement. Here we can tell that num is equal to 3. If num is greater than 0, print num is positive number. Elif print num is equal to 0, else print num is equal to less than number. In the above example, num is greater than 0 is a test function. The body of if is executed only if this evaluates to true. When the variable num is equal to 3, test expression is true and statements inside the body of if are executed. If the variable num is equal to -1, test expression is false and statements inside the body of if are skipped. The print statement falls outside of if block unindented, hence this is executed regardless of test expression. If-elif-else statement evaluates test expression and will execute the body of if only when the test condition is true. If condition is false, the body of else is executed Indentation is used to separate the blocks. And we are gonna now check about if elif else. Another example. If num is greater than or equal to 0, print positive or 0. Else print negative number. In the above example, when num is equal to 3, the text expression is true and body of if is executed and the body of else is skipped. If num is equal to 5 minus 5, the text expression is false and the body of else is executed and body of if is skipped. If num is equal to 0, the text expression is true and body of if is executed and body of else